Very good afternoon, students.
Good afternoon,
Yeah,
ma'am.
we are going to continue with the SJF. Screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. See, in your shortest job first, what are we going to do is we are going to uh, go with two kinds of approaches in the algorithm. One is preemptive approach and one is non-preemptive approach. Okay. Uh, we have discussed it so many times. What is preemptive and what is non-preemptive? Okay, so just in quickly, can anyone tell me what is preemptive? Students, what is preemptive scheduling? Or you can say preemptive approach. Nobody knows what is preemptive and what is non-preemptive.
And ma'am, you mean the steps?
Hassan, I did not get the answer. Can you please repeat?
Ma'am, you mean the steps? So
No, no,
for
no.
process,
No, no, no,
yeah.
no,
Okay,
no.
okay.
No, my dear students, no, I'm not asking you the steps. I'm asking what do you understand by non-preemptive? Definition of non-preemptive, because in the morning session I did not revise the previous session's topics, right? Yes, exactly. Non-preemptive, wait, no, I take back my words. No, you cannot say not without time. Yes, CPU cannot be taken away from the process. Correct, thesis. See, in a non-preemptive approach, it is a very rigid approach. That is what we have seen here, right? In the difference. All right. It is very rigid in approach. Why? Because it is not allowing any other process in terms of its priority or anything. It is not allowing any other process. So it is very rigid. That for a given process, okay, only and only the ongoing process can have the CPU. Rest all have to wait in the ready queue. Whereas what can you say about this preemptive approach? What can you say about preemptive approach? Just the opposite. Come on. See just from where this is copy pasted. Oh, sorry, it is Vivek. Sorry. Everything in caps lock, caps on है क्या आपका? Okay. Once a process is allocated to CPU, then it not free CPU to until it completely executed. Okay, that was for non-preemptive. Vivek, I'm asking about preemptive. We already discussed we are over non-preemptive. Right. Absolutely. When a higher priority comes into the picture, okay, the ongoing procedure will go into the wait state. Fine. Now, we had also seen your FCFS algorithm, okay, and you guys have solved it also. Fine. So now the next that we are going to see is the shortest job for scheduling. All right. The criteria that we discussed in the morning is the burst time. Okay. Previously we were looking to the arrival time. Now here the mode is non-preemptive. Okay. That's why SJF. Okay. And criteria is burst time. Now this shortest job first can be also can also follow the preemptive approach. And when it follows the preemptive approach, it is known as SRTF, shortest remaining time first. Okay. So we will see first non-preemptive and we'll do the examples of non-preemptive first. Then we will go for SRTF if time remains. Okay. Now in the morning though I know that we have already discussed it, but to keep it in a continuity, we are going to discuss this example again. The process arrival time and burst time are given to you. Okay, P0, P1, P2, P3, P4. Now you have to prepare the Gantt chart. Okay, let me just take you to the Excel. Okay, I have to again I have to present the screen. Wait. Okay, we have to calculate execution time, turnaround time, and wait time. This is the same example that I showed you in the PPT. Okay, P0, P1, P2, P3, P4, 5 processes at its arrival time and burst times are given. Now you have to start making the Gantt chart. Okay, so 5 processes. Okay, now you have to see that when does in the ready queue. All right, because so far we are discussing about queues coming into ready state and then getting executed, and that is what these schedulings are actually doing, right? So in the ready queue, which is the first process that is coming into the picture, because like there is nothing, no, you don't have any other choice, you are going to start it with 0. Okay, so here 0, and at 0, at arrival time 0, the process which is coming inside my ready queue is P0. Okay, now when is this P0 ending at 4th second, right? So you are going to write here what? 4. Okay, fine. Now you have to now focus on these burst timings. This is done. Okay, this P0 is done, so you no need to focus on this one now. Now go and focus on this burst time. Which is the process which is having the least burst time?
B2.
B2, right? So P2 you are going to write here. All right. And what can you say about its execution time, for how much it is going to occupy for next 1 second? So that you need to add here. So 4 plus 1. So that is 5. Okay. So this one P2 is also done. Now which is the remaining least number in the burst timing?
P3.
Is it P3? Yes, it is P3. Okay, because it has 2 seconds of burst timing. So P3 you're going to schedule. All right. Now it will occupy your CPU for next 2 seconds. Okay. So here execution time you're going to write as 7. Okay. Now this is also done. P3. Now out of this P1 and P4, remaining least is what? This. 3 is the least burst time. So P1 will get scheduled again. So P1 plus 3, 7 plus 3. So 10, right? And at the end, this is also done. Now at the end, P4 remaining. So bring P4 to the ready queue, add 16. Okay, so that is the execution time. Now you can write the execution time. For P0 it is 4, for P2 it is 5, for P0 it is 4, for P1 it is 10, for P2 it is 5, for P3 it is 7, and for P4 it is 60. Okay, clear till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Now calculate the turnaround time and the wait time for all of them.
4, ma'am.
See, one more thing is which you can cross check here is the total burst time. Okay, here the total burst time is what? 16. Okay, that that should get tallied with this one, with the last execution time. Here to execution time of the last one is what? 16. Okay, and total burst time, or you can say the total time the CPU is getting utilized by all the processes is what? 16. So if that is getting tallied, that means your answer is correct. Okay, or you can say you have prepared the Gantt chart correctly. All right, now coming to turnaround time. What is the turnaround time value for P0?
4,
Okay, turnaround time for P1.
9,
What about others? Turnaround time for P2.
3,
3,
Turnaround time for P3.
4,
And lastly for P4.
12.
Correct. Now give me the wait timings. P0, 0. P1,
6,
6,
P2,
2, 2,
P3,
2, 2,
and P4.
6,
Calculate the total for both turnaround time and waiting time.
madam.
Turnaround time. You're answering for turnaround time. Utsav or Kushan? Who was that?
Yes, ma'am. 30. Turnaround
Okay,
time 32 and average is 6.4.
6.4. Okay. And what about wait time?
Madam, total is 16 and average is 3.2.
16. Okay. And the total you are getting it as 3.2.
3.2,
ma'am,
ma'am.
3.2.
ma'am, TAT
Yes.
average is 6.4, not 6.
Average is 6.4.
Yes.
Okay. It is because of my column. Okay. Again, do not forget to write milliseconds everywhere, not just here, everywhere. Okay, so this is your SJF non-preemptive. You got the idea?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Solve this example. This one. Solve this and tell me what execution time you are getting. Just execution, okay? Solve till just execution time. Anybody has prepared the Gantt chart? Gantt chart
Yes, ma'am.
preparation done?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, one is Kushant, Vivek. Then anyone else who has done the Gantt chart? Just Gantt chart, okay? Nothing else. If you are even done with the Gantt chart, is okay. Okay, Deep, Hassan, Hardik, Ibrahim, Deepak, Ghazi Abbas. Okay. Okay. Tell me first the values for this Gantt chart. Come on. At 0th unit of time, which is the process that you guys have filled up?
P3.
P3. Okay. And the burst timing, that means the execution time for it will be for 2 seconds.
P2.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now after that,
P2.
so this P3 is done. Now
P2.
you must have filled P2. Okay. And execution time for P2 will be 5.
3 seconds.
Yes, B.
5.
So P2 is also done. Now, next,
P1.
P1.
Ma'am,
P1.
hello, ma'am.
Yes, we will.
At 2 second, P2 is not coming in arrival time. So it may
So, madam,
be,
it will be 1 second idle.
or maybe P1 is execute because of one arrival time, one is also made.
Here we are watching the burst time, dear.
But
But at
ma'am,
But ma'am, at 2 millisecond, process 2 will not come under ready state.
Did I make a mistake? Wait. Let me check it with my solution here.
Yes, ma'am.
Because in my solution, I mean in the book that I am referring, and I have solved the answer. Okay. Yes, the data which I have provided you is wrong. It is not 6 here. My mistake. It is not 6. Sorry, not 0. It is 6 here. You have to prepare the chart again.
Okay, ma'am.
Gantt chart prepared.
Yes, ma'am.
Others? Okay. Can you help me to fill out the Gantt chart now? Again?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do we have any process at arrival 0?
Yes, P1.
At arrival 0, P1
No.
arriving time is 1 second. So from 0 to 1, the CPU is idle. At a given 1 unit of time, you get P1 in the ready queue, right? So you're going to record P1 here. What can you say about its execution time? Yes, students. P1 execution time.
7.
That is burst time, dear. I'm asking about its execution time.
8.
8.
Correct. Then next process.
P2.
P3.
You have to look at the burst time. Okay.
P3.
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 Correct. P3 is having the least burst time. Fine. What can you say about its execution time?
10.
10 ma'am.
Then after P3,
B2.
which one?
B2.
P2.
It's
What can
30.
you say about?
30.
30.
Correct. Then
B5.
P5.
20. 21 name.
20.
21.
Is it 20? And the remaining one?
21.
P4.
And the remaining?
P4.
What is the execution time for
31.
that?
31.
31.
So you can write here P1 execution time 8, P3 execution time 10, P2 execution time. Sorry, again. P2 execution time is 13, P3 execution time is 10, P4 execution time 31, P5 execution time 21. Now, calculate the turnaround time.
7.
7
7.
10.
for P2,
10.
for P3,
4.
for P4,
24.
24. And for P5,
12.
12.
yes. Okay, wait times.
0.
Then
7.
for
7.
7 ma'am.
P2, for P3,
2. 2.
2.
for
14.
P4,
14.
and for P5.
4.
4.
4.
Calculate the total of both the columns, turnaround time and wait timings, total and average both.
Madam, total turnaround time is 47 and average is 9.4.
Ma'am, total
Total
is
turnaround
57.
time is wait. Total turnaround time for okay is 57.
57.
Oh,
11.2 average time.
an average.
11.2.
What can you say about total wait time
27. 27.
and average?
5.7 millisecond.
Very good. Nobody was saying millisecond. Good, Deepak. Okay, do this one.
Ma'am, in last one, average answer.
What, Vivek?
Last example, average answer is
Average for
11.4, maybe.
here.
Yes, maybe 4. Or in waiting also 4, 5.4. Okay.
Okay. Now do this one. Okay, done.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's prepare the Gantt chart first. Okay, do we have a process arriving at 0? Yes, we do have. And that is P4. Okay, so burst time we are
6.
considering. Correct.
Then B1, ma'am.
No, next in line.
B1,
P1.
7. It's 7.
Okay,
B3
P3.
then
P3.
P3.
is 30.
9.
13.
It will be 9, 7 plus 2.
P5.
P5.
11.
12.
12.
Entry here will be 12. And last one,
P2.
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 P2. Entry
16.
for it will be. Okay, so execution time for P1 is 7. For P2 it is 16. For P3 it is 9. For P4 it is 6. For P5 it is 12. Calculate the wait time, 10 turnaround times.
Done, ma'am.
It's 4.
Turnaround
4.
time for P1,
4.
4.
15.
Turnaround time for
15.
P2.
15.
Turnaround time for P3.
5.
5.
6.
For P4.
6.
And for
10.
P5,
10.
waiting time.
3.
3.
11.
P2,
3.
P3,
0.
P4,
0.
and P5.
7.
7.
Give me the total.
40. 40.
And turnaround time.
Yes.
Yes, 40.
40.
And average 8. 40, 80.
Okay, average. Okay. 40 divided by 5. So yeah, it milliseconds.
Yes. 24 milliseconds.
Total weight
24.
24.
Milliseconds.
Yes.
And 4.8 milliseconds.
Average.
4.8.
4.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. 2 sums for homework. Take a screenshot. This is your homework number 1. SJF non-preemptive. Question number 2. Done? Screenshots taken?
Done, ma'am.
Okay. Let me save this file for you so that when I share, you can get all the sums. Okay. So with this, we are completing your SJF non-preemptive. Okay. Whenever we are meeting for your next session, maybe on Thursday, if not tomorrow, then I don't know yet. Then directly on Thursday, we shall start with SJF preemptive approach. Okay, so if you want to have a look at that topic, you can have a look in the books that I have provided you. SJF preemptive approach. Okay, and we will do the sums for that same thing, SJF preemptive. Okay, I'm not starting it right now, otherwise you'll get a little bit of confusion out there, because you are getting a grip on SJF as of now. So get a good grip on SJF first. Okay, and I'm pretty much sure that when you finish these two homework sums, you'll be having at least the grip on SJF. Not the perfection, I don't expect that yet. Okay, but at least you will know how to go, or say which value to be focused on while preparing your Gantt chart, because preparing the Gantt chart is important. If you prepare your Gantt chart correctly, then 90% of your work is done. Okay, you want this one? All right. I can give you an introduction about SRTF. It is actually the short form of shortest remaining time first. Okay, and it works on your preemptive mode. That means if any uh, process having a lower priority, a higher priority, in our case having the lower burst time than the ongoing process. Okay, it is coming into the picture. Okay, I'm just giving the introduction. I'm not doing anything much. I'm not starting the topic. I'm just giving the introduction about the topic. That SRTF, it stands for shortest remaining time first. Okay, and it is a preemptive approach of your SJF. Chianidhi, please talk in sentences, in full sentences, not in part by part sentences, because I'm not right now watching the chat. I can just read whatever comes up in the notification. Okay, still scroll up. I mean, what you, Chianidhi, unmute yourself. Chianidhi, if you can tell me clearly, what do you want to see? Like in scrolling up, like what you want? Where should I scroll up? I will share this Excel today. That's why I saved it for you, for all of you. I'll share it in your e-content. You'll get this Excel, whole of this Excel in your e-content today. The screenshot I told you to take is of these homework questions. Have you taken that? These homework questions, question 1 and question 2. Okay. See, in your SRTF, when we are going to consider the, when we are going to consider the case where we are stopping the ongoing process and accommodating a new process, when the burst time, we are focusing on what? The scheduling criteria to be focused in your SJF is what? Your burst time, right? So when a burst time of newly arrived process is shorter than the ongoing process. For example, let's say I have Tejas with me, okay, and I have Kushant with me. Fine. I'm already solving the doubts of Tejas, and Tejas told me that he needs at least 10 minutes of my time. Okay, and I'm already in process of solving the questions from Tejas. Okay, now in between Kushant comes, and his time requirement with me is what? 5 minutes, right? Just a minute, students. Hello? Students able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. So as we are approaching the preemptive approach here, so I will tell Tejas to kindly wait. So Tejas went to the wait state, okay? And I will address the doubt of Kushan. So that is how it is not generally, or you can say always the priority that is taken into the picture, but also here in this SRTF, we are going to see if and only if the newly arrived process is having the shorter burst time than the ongoing process. Okay, then and then we are going to do the prism. You can say preemption. Preemption means we are going to keep the ongoing process withhold, okay, on hold, and we are going to accommodate the newly arrived process. So that is what we are going to see, that how you can schedule these kinds of process. Okay, whenever we are preparing the Gantt chart, how exactly that Gantt chart is going to prepare, what are the steps that you need to take care of. Okay, and it is not like I can finish that in 10 minutes. Okay, it will be too fast for you people. So we will see it in the next session. We are going to keep this session till here. All right. Thank you all for attending the session. TD2 students, be patient. TD1 students, numbers in the chat quickly.
Ma'am, can we leave or stay?
No, I do have one instruction to be given. Otherwise, you guys will spam out all the WhatsApp messages. TD2 students, start writing numbers in the chat. See, students, especially TD1, if TD2 is keeping patient, being patient when you guys are writing, kindly you be patient when TD1 is writing, okay? It is but obvious and understood thing. By chance, if it is, it is left by you to write your numbers, then kindly be patient. Otherwise, you guys are, then writing continuously in your WhatsApp messages that you were present and you have been marked absent. This is the reason that you have been marked absent, because this creates a confusion. Any remaining TD1 students who were not able to write and left out, please write your numbers in the chat.